Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back. So in this video, I'm just going to walk you through step by step how to actually go out onto Amazon and find some great products to start selling. All right. So this will give you the over the shoulder view, and this will just help make sense of the stuff that we just talked about. So yeah, in the last video, I gave you some key things that I like to look for. The product has got to be lightweight. It's got to be hot in selling. It's got to be it's got to be unbreakable and all that other stuff. So now let's go to Amazon and let's go take a look to find some products that we can start selling. All right. So what I want you to do is go over to your web browser and just type in Amazon.com. I'm sure you've been here a million times. Now, once you're at Amazon, what I want you to do is go to where it says Shop by Department. Move your mouse over that, right? And you'll notice they got a lot of different categories here on the left. You see it? So books and Audible, we're not going to talk about that at all. Don't even bother trying to mess with books, Kindle books, magazines, etc. Even if you can resell someone else's books, there's not much profit to be made there, so just skip it. Movies, same exact thing. Don't even bother with it. Electronics and computers, same thing. Let's just skip that section. There might be some good electronics in there that aren't really that breakable and that might be cheaper and that might not be taken over by big brand names. Maybe like a GPS unit for your bike or an odometer for your bike or something like that. There's a lot of different things, like maybe an alarm clock or something might be worth taking a look at. Maybe like a waterproof, highly durable, unbreakable alarm clock. Something like that might be worth taking a look at. But for the most part, what I'd recommend starting off on is looking into these sections down below. You've got the home, garden, and tools, beauty, health, and grocery, toys, and sports and outdoors, and all those other ones right there, right? So what I'm going to do, though, is let me just, let's click on, we're going to grab one of these. Let's try home, garden, and tools. And if you click on this, and then it shows you the stuff on the right. So let's just pick one of these categories here. How about the one on top? Kitchen and dining. Looks good to me. So at this point, we are now 2 levels deep, right? The first level was home and kitchen. The second level is kitchen and dining, right? So ideally, what we like to look for are things that are, at least like 3 to 4 levels deep, but don't go too far deep down the rabbit hole, right? We're not talking something that's like 10 levels deep. That's going to be too small and probably not much competition, and it's not going to be that hot. But we want to look for things that are 3 to 4 levels deep is usually cool. So then what we can do here is we can go down this category and we just want to ask ourselves, what we were talking about earlier. Which one of these items do we think fall underneath that section of things that are going to be unbreakable, maybe some things that are in that price range, things that people buy again and again, and etc. And we could really... honestly, if you just click on any of these, there's going to be like tons and tons of products that match that. Right out the gate, though, look at this. We got tools and gadgets. You see all this over there. You got bakeware. So this is going to be money right here. You got cookware, tabletop stuff too. So, as far as like plates and cups, do you think that's going to be good? No, because that's breakable, right? And we don't want to mess with that. But let's take a look at tools and gadgets. So I'm going to go to Shop All. And also we could even look at bakeware stuff. Let's go to Shop All. So home and kitchen, kitchen and dining, kitchen utensils and gadgets. That's the 3 level deep right there. You see this? So now what you can do is you can then click on what says, what's the best sellers, right? So click on best sellers. And then what you can do is look to see what comes up. And again, if it's in the top 100 of the best sellers list, it's probably good and might be worth checking out. And again, we just want to put these items to the test. Is this thing between, less than what we talked about, less than like $50? Yes. That's right there. This thing's $7.99. Good. Can we probably do big markup on this? Yes, I'm sure you can probably get this thing for, like 50 cents or $1 or something. We'll look it up when we get to it next. But let's go down. So look, this would be a really great one here. I think, are those spatulas? Looks like spatulas. Yeah, so I mean, spatulas would be a really great idea. Very, very durable. We don't have to worry about things breaking. In shipping, it's very lightweight, so it's not going to cost us much for shipping and all that good stuff. Now, let's look at this thing, wine glasses, breakable. So we're going to skip wine glasses. Right? So just write down that list that I did earlier, and that's going to help you quickly find out what is going to be good and what is not good. A blender, that's very breakable, and that's not exactly lightweight, so we'll skip that. You know, sunscreen, you see this thing, or like a hidden flask for sunscreen? So that might be interesting right there, worth doing. And really, I mean, I'll just go through this whole list and just see what matches up. Let's go down to this next one, bakeware. So, I mean, look at underneath bakeware. You got baking tools, baking mats, baking sheets. You see all that? You got main meal pans. Look at this. You got baking cups. Look, how about cases for muffins? So the price on this, $13.88. It's not, this thing is not going to be taken over by big brands, right? So we've already, looking at this, we see a lot of great winners. So let's just go down to where it says baking sheets. And look, a non-stick baking mat. So this thing's for sale for $16. That right there might be worth doing. Let's see, we got a pastry brush. I'm guessing like people use that to add little decorations on pastries or something. I have no idea what that's used for, but it looks like it's very popular, so that's a good sign. It's a best-selling product. You got, look, a cookie cutter set. You got these cook sets, so these cookie sheets, $17. So again, like a lot of these products right here are all going to match those specs that we did earlier, right? And then what we do, let's just say, for example, if you've decided, hey, the baking mat set is what you want to do. So let's just double check. Let's go to, we'll go back here. Let's shop by department. And then let's just do a search now for baking mat set. Or, you know what, let's just say baking mat. We're going to shop all departments. And we just want to look down here to see, again, the next question we want to ask ourselves is this thing owned and controlled by major brands? If it is, then that's a bad sign, right? So this, I mean, I don't know what the company Artisan is. Look, this thing is Silpat. So do you see how this product even looks like the Silpat one looks identical to the Artisan one? That's because it probably is. It probably is a white labeled PLR product like we talked about earlier. It's probably made from the exact same manufacturer, exact same supplier, and they just got to slap their logo on it and call it their own company. So that's what I'm talking about. So look, silicone baking mat. So see how it's got that red border around it too, and so does this one. Atmu non-stick silicone baking mat. So see this? These all look the exact same, right? Very similar. So this is telling us that yes, this thing can be white labeled. Yes, this is a good price. There's definitely competition here, but it's not like controlled by big fish, big name brands that you would recognize. So baking mat might definitely be a winner. All right. So that's simple. That is how you can find some winners. And really, like I was saying earlier, all you got to do now is go through Amazon, look through some of the different departments, home, garden, and tools, beauty, health, and groceries, toys, kids, and baby clothing, sports and outdoors. So baking mats, definitely going to be a winner. So let me give you another example of one that was hot. Now, earlier, I just saw a spatula, right? A spatula was a really great one because it's durable, it's lightweight, it's not going to break on you. It's also, we can probably do some big markup. Like a spatula, we can probably get the thing made for like 50 cents or $1. I mean, probably not even $1, probably more like 30, 50 cents or something. And then we could turn around and sell it for like $10, $15 or something like that. So spatula is money. And look right here, you see that, again, with these spatulas, this is not like a major brand that most people would recognize. Right? A lot of these top things here, this thing says silicone spatula set, and I have no idea what company this is. Look, KitchenAid Classics. Okay, so I mean, KitchenAid, I have heard of that company before. Trovolo, I've never heard of that before. D'Oro, Tovolo. So you said there's like all these unknown brands down here, and they're controlling the first page for that. Well, that right there gives you some. That shows you that it's not really being controlled by big fish. So let me give you an example of a market that is being controlled by big fish and that you're not going to want to do. Headphones, right? Headphones, because they're electronics and they're mostly headphones are going to be higher price stuff. But the other thing is that these headphones are going to be known brands, right? Someone can buy a Sony, someone who's looking to buy headphones wants to buy a company that they recognize. Sony. Look at that. Panasonic, Samsung. So Sony, Panasonic, right? So the thing is that most people that are going to go through this list, they're not, they see an unknown brand that they've never heard of before. Then it's not going to be able to compete with it. And not only that, you're just going to get murdered by these companies. So for that reason, stay out of something like headphones or, like I mentioned earlier, how about something like tablets? Right, so these are all going to be really big, well-known brands. Samsung, you can have Apple. Look, Amazon selling the Kindle. You're not going to be able to compete with Amazon. Samsung, Dell, Acer. So do you see how everything in the top 100 are all well-known brands? Google, Android, Dell. So that's an example of something that has big fish, big market that you just need to stay away from.